2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 7 and 8. Amen, somebody? Very familiar passage. It's been quoted. Dr. Coleman, thank you. We're praying for Lane College. We were on campus this week praying with and for Lane College. And it simply says, I've fought a good fight. I've finished my course, and I've kept the faith. Amen. Just want to tag this. I fought a good fight. I fought a good fight. Shortly after crossing the burning sands of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, I ran into Brother DeWitt Martin. A few months later, after being elected boss of the Kappa Sigma chapter, I ran into Brother DeWitt Martin. Let me share with you, for those of you that may not know, but I've already heard it said, Brother DeWitt Martin, everything we talked about is true, but he had a personality. He never met a stranger, and he would say some things that wasn't written in the 23rd number of Psalms. Can I get a witness here? Can I get a witness here? Upon meeting him, after I had became bosses of the chapter, Eric Brent, at that time, we wrote out what the fraternity, the chapter would do. We wrote out that we would have a party on this Thursday night, and we'd have a party on this Thursday night, and on this Wednesday night, on Saturday, we would have a car wash, and et cetera, et cetera. And he looked at the list, and he said some things again, family, that wasn't in the 23rd number of Psalm, and he tore the list up. Amen, somebody? I met DeWitt Martin when I was 19. I'm presently 59 years old. Amen, somebody? So I do know him. I do know him. We've had some cussing matches over the years. Amen, somebody? If I can be transparent here. Amen, somebody? If I can be transparent, we had some cussing matches because at 19, I wasn't fully developed into manhood. Amen, somebody? And I thought I knew everything, and we understood that we didn't know at that time, but as we grew into fraternity, we understood that DeWitt Martin was a control freak. Amen, somebody? Can I get a witness here? It had to be his way or the highway. Amen, somebody? I got some brothers here from IZ, amen, somebody. I got some brothers here from Zeta. I got some brothers here from Chi Psi, and I definitely got some brothers here from Kappa Sigma who can say the same thing. It had to be his way or it wasn't going to be no way. Amen, somebody? But as undergrad, we were all about partying, and Brother DeWitt Martin reminded us about our mandated programs that we needed to have for Omega Psi Phi. It wasn't just about partying and the girls, amen, somebody, but it was more about taking care of business for Omega Psi Phi and the Kappa Sigma chapter. Amen, somebody? Shortly after that, we met on good ground. Perhaps because I was getting ready to graduate, amen, somebody, and I told him that I was torn between Grambling or Tennessee State to start my master's degree. He said, no. You go to Tennessee State, and he ripped out his little flip phone at that time, y'all can remember, and he called the president, who was a man of Omega Psi Phi, Dr. Hefner, who was the president at Tennessee State, and called him and said, I got this boy, I'm going to send up there to you. He's coming. His grades ain't all that good, but he coming. And we graduated from Tennessee State because of the wisdom and the wit of DeWitt Martin. I think you ought to give that a round of applause, if you will. There was a young man once who stood at the crossroads in life, uncertain, unsure, and without direction. But someone stepped into his life, not with money, not with fame, but with guidance. That man told him, you belong somewhere. You can be more than where you are right now. Years later, that young man became successful, and when asked what made the difference, he didn't name a program, but he named a person. Because sometimes, family, it only takes one person to change the trajectory of your life. And today, as we gather, we're talking about a man who was that one person for many of us gathered here today. That man was Brother DeWitt Martin. Listen to what Paul says. I fought a good fight. That